And look at that, we're live now. And now everyone can hear you as well. Woo! Welcome to Plus One EXP. I'm Keegan EXE. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm the content necromancer and cult leader here at Plus One. Plus One's a weird little brand that multi-classes in tabletop game design, beard and skincare, alchemy, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. The dream and hope here at Plus One is to help amazing designers find great players who love their games, and help amazing players find great designers whose games they can love. One way we do that's by sitting down with folks, and today I'm excited to be playing Viva la QueerBar with some of my favorite folks. Oh no, am I muted? No, okay, I'm not. I
was about to interrupt you.
The stream chat is slightly behind where I am, and it threw me off. Yeah, but I'm very excited to be playing with these folks. We're going to go ahead around and introduce everyone. Ray, we're going to go ahead and start with you.
Oh my gosh, starting with the person where it's 5 a.m. Hello, my name is Ray. My pronouns are he, they. I am, I have somehow stumbled into being a ttrpg creator. I've been tricked into becoming a writer against my will. I'm probably best known for Apocalypse Keys, which is a mystery game about monsters holding back the apocalypse. I am unfortunately also really known for Cozy Town, which is an adorable, sweet game that is nothing like the rest of my games, and I feel very bad for people who first come across my stuff through Cozy Town and discovered the dearth of cute happiness. Cozy Town was the hardest game I ever worked on, no joke. So yeah, I'm very excited to get into this game and play with everybody here.
Great. Let's go over to Sarah.
All right, hey everybody, I'm Sarah, or Sir Heckalot, either one works. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm a little less into the game creator space. I do a lot more APs than anything, but I do have an itch page, and I've made things like Locomotive, and a very silly game where you play as a bunch of immune cells fighting infections in the body, so, cool stuff. But that's enough for me.
Perfect. Steven.
Hi, I'm Steven. I use he, him pronouns. I am pretty new to the TTRPG community. But I'm a big fan. Keegan actually got me into RPGs and such. So really fun to be playing here with this crowd, and we're looking forward to this. What's going to be a really great game.
Perfect. And last but not least.
Hi, my name is Andrea. I use she, her pronouns, and I wrote Viva la QueerBar together with my co-designer, Sandra Dahlhoff. And we're currently crowdfunding it. And if you want to support the game, you should go to the link that is probably somewhere on your screen that I can't see right now, or you go on Kickstarter and find it under its name. I am also, as I said, a game designer. I'm also a graphic designer, an editor, a translator, and the owner of PlotBunny Games, a new TTRPG publishing company in Germany. And I'm very excited to be playing with all of you, and especially since everybody but Ray is new to me. And I'm very excited to get to know you a little bit better while we're playing together. Yes.
Great. Before we launch into the game, I should mention today we are what was the word I was looking for? Oh no, I'm losing. I'm very tired this morning. I'm so sorry. Today we're sponsored by If I Were a Lich Man, and I have a video for that, so I'm gonna play it real fast.
If I Were a Lich Man is a trilogy of funny Jewish role-playing games about creative resistance against authoritarianism by Lucian Khan. Debate fellow liches about strategies for community survival against the murderous lawful good paladins. Join the celebration and discover who's eating all the guests at Ruthie's Bat Mitzvah, and sing some jaunty songs with Grandma about her bootlegging days. But watch out for the coppers. 3 great games, 1 gorgeous package. Back If I Were a Lich Man today on Kickstarter.
And there we go. Okay, cool. We're back now. Without further ado, though, would you like to go ahead and take us into the game?
Yes, I would. there will be an introduction bit that we're reading together, but just so people who are watching have some idea to go on, I'm going to do a little bit of introduction of the game. It's a story game about a queer bar and its team, and it's about the pleasures and struggles of being a part of a queer community. And it's descended from the Queen game. That means we draw cards and then we have questions and we answer the questions and then we get the bar and our characters and everything else. So let's look at our document. And I can already tell that the most challenging thing will be to find an order of reading and remember what that is. Do we all have the same order in our call?
I'm not
For me-
positive.
Okay,
We
okay.
might not.
We'll figure something out. All right.
We could go in the same order of introductions if that helps, since everyone
that's a good
remembers
idea.
that
Overlay
order.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's a good idea. Okay, that's a good idea. So that would be, let me make a note, that would be Keegan, Ray, Sarah, Stephen, and me.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. So Keegan, would you like to start reading? In our document, after the blue text that says start reading out loud.
Yeah, Viva la QueerBar is a slice of life story game about a queer bar or queer cafe and the team who runs it. It's a game about the pleasures and struggles of being in a queer community. After a short collaborative preparation, during which you define some foundations for your game, you take turns drawing cards. Each of those is associated with a question. Over the course of the game, your queer bar and your characters develop through your answers to the questions. Some questions imply conflict within the team, within the community, or within the outside world. However, you always decide for yourselves how your characters deal with that. At the end, every character answers, what is the most important wish for the future of the queer bar?
All right. Ray, would you like to continue?
Yeah, of course. So, setting. Briefly discuss now when and where your queer bar or your queer cafe exists, whether as a fantasy medieval tavern, a cyberpunk underground club, a real world gay bar in a historical setting, an intergalactic queer bar on a spaceship, or anything else you can think of. The queer bar lives where you want it to. Decide if your queer bar is open to all queer people or just a specific subgroup. So, for example, lesbian bar, leather bar, gay male bar, BIPOC queer bar. And just sketch out a rough picture. Further details will develop during the game. Take notes if you like. So, is there something we had in mind?
That's what we do right now. Yes. Do you have any ideas, wishes?
I mean,
Desires.
I feel like I bleed cyberpunk naturally. I'm like leaning towards, but I'm very
Exactly.
open to anything. So
Yeah, like the
it all
intergalactic. Both
sounds
of those.
cool.
Yeah, both of those
Oh,
appeal
yeah.
to me a whole lot.
Yeah. Ooh, being an alien be kind of cool. Like,
See, the problem is all of these sound great, and I'm not going to help.
Do you need dice?
mind flayers are open to the public. We could be like, I want to be a mind flayer in an intergalactic queer bar. Just gonna put that out there.
I'm really into this idea.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Let's do it.
So we do it. We have an intergalactic queer bar.
Yeah, I'm into this.
Okay, sure. Where is it? Is it on a spaceship? Is it floating in space? Is it? I don't know.
Ooh, it's gotta be like. Sorry, I'm. It's like I'm so awake right now all of a sudden, which is very weird. So I keep making suggestions. I'll let everybody make suggestions first.
Could be on like an asteroid colony or something.
I was
Yeah.
thinking the same thing.
I was
yeah.
like, I want to be on an
Ooh,
asteroid
nice.
so bad. So
Exactly.
All
We're
right.
just floating out
Right.
aimlessly.
All
They
sharing
just
the same
find us.
brain cell
The-
today.
It's the queer bar finds you.
Oh
Ooh.
my gosh, that's so
Oh.
cool. What a metaphor.
All right. Cool. So is there anything else on the asteroid or just the queer bar?
Ooh, Rat Girl Games in chat said inside one of those big asteroid worms from Star Wars, and I want to say our neighbor has to be one of those
Yeah.
big like worms that works through the asteroid.
Ooh.
I just want to put that out there.
Yeah. I have to apologize because I won't get all the Star Wars references because I'm not very familiar with the whole
No,
Star Wars universe.
It's fine. All you're missing is that it's a giant worm on on an asteroid. It's truly not.
Okay, I can
Really
imagine
simple.
that. That
Yeah,
works.
very, very straightforward.
Okay, so we have an asteroid. We have a big worm. Is the worm? Is the QueerBar the worm? Is the worm inside the QueerBar? What's the relationship between the two?
I think he's just our neighbor.
He's our
Alright.
found
Yeah.
family.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You know, like
Okay.
there's like kid shows in the morning, and then there's like a permanent neighbor they always check in with. That's kind of like my vibe with
Yeah.
our worm neighbor.
Okay.
Love it.
Cool. So, are we open to everybody, or just a specific group of queer space aliens?
I sort of like the idea that we're open to everyone, just because I like the idea that, like, we just said something about the QueerBar finding you.
Mhm.
So I like the idea that it's open to everybody, but sort of because it self-selects a bit.
I like that. Does that work for everybody?
Oh yeah,
Works for me.
definitely. Big time agree.
Okay, cool. I don't think we need anything else to continue reading. Sarah, would you like to continue?
Sure. So let's talk about tone. Next, discuss the tone you're looking for in this game. Do you want it to be optimistic and perhaps utopian? Do you want it to emphasize the darker parts of queer life? Or do you want a realistic mix of both?
It's very hard energy to accuse Keegan of being a cop, but I'll work on it. How dare you?
Oof.
Our
Wow.
tone, I like the idea of it being an optimistic tone, but I can go either way on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
hmm
I think the worm would want it that way.
I think
Yeah,
the
and
way
if we
we-
really start pulling at the threads
Yeah.
of like, mind flayers and stuff, like maybe we shouldn't pull at the threads of that for not going optimistic.
No, I'm going through the. Oh, you know what? I don't think I can say that out loud on stream. Anyway, yeah, don't worry about it. We're fine.
You probably can, but that's fine. The worst
wanna
case
be
scenario
sure.
is I go back and bleep it later.
Okay, so I hear that we're leaning in an optimistic direction.
Think so?
Okay, cool. I think the questions will allow that, and if we let's continue reading because I'm about to explain things that will be explained if we continue reading. So I will shut up now. Stephen.
Sure. So as far as consent and safety goes, if anything appears during the game that spoils your fun, you can remove that content anytime. You can use established content and safety tools like the X card or script change. Or you can just say, I'd like to remove that, whatever works for you. After such a veto, it might be necessary to clarify what content needs to be removed or changed, but you never have to explain why you want something removed. After a veto has been given, check in with each other. Do you feel like continuing play right away? Do you need a short break? Would you like to stop the game altogether? If you want to, add further methods to ensure everyone's safety, consent, and well-being, and to clarify the shared direction of the game. In any case, the people in the session and their well-being are always more important than the game.
Perfect. On this real fast, we did do lines and veils before the game. We've already discussed it off cam. We've decided we're not going to discuss what exactly everyone's lines and veils are on camera, but trust and believe it is a thing we have done.
Yeah.
We
I
want
would,
romance.
Right. Everybody wants romance, and we've also said that we're playing with the open door and whatever variation of the X card or script change or mix thereof. I don't tend to be super formal about these tools. I just feel like they're part of the conversation, and I hope that works for everybody.
Good with me.
To do it that way. Okay. How to play. Drawing cards and answering questions. When it's your turn, draw a playing card from the randomly shuffled deck. I will explain to the chat that we have a card deck on Playing Cards IO, and I believe you see that on screen.
You see it on screen right now?
I'm not mistaken. Right. So you will be able to follow along with the cards. Then look up the questions attached to it on pages doesn't matter, and read the questions out loud. If you can't or don't want to read out loud, someone else from the group can do it for you. But we've checked that everybody is fine with reading things out loud. Then interpret and answer the question however you like. During your turn, the other players may ask you follow-up questions or make further suggestions. Whether you answer these questions or accept the suggestions, my goodness, that's a difficult word, and accept the suggestions is your decision.
I can take over from here.
Please do.
Making decisions. Be brave and make decisions about the world or propose relationships between characters. As long as you respect all boundaries expressed earlier, there are no wrong answers. Trust that the other players will suggest alternatives or give a veto if necessary.
Right. And in adapting or passing on questions, if necessary, adapt the question, ask the other players for ideas, or skip your turn and pass along the question to the next player. A question can be passed along until it has been answered, or someone vetoes it. You can also remove a question you drew yourself. If the question you drew is taken out of the game by a veto, just draw a new playing card.
Sarah, I think it's you now.
Yeah, it's me. Developing characters and naming the QueerBar. Keep drawing cards until every player has answered 1 to 2 questions and you already know a few things about the QueerBar and the people on the team. Then take a short break and think about who your characters are. Let the other players know the name, pronouns, and perhaps the age, gender, and/or orientation of your character. You can also share some details about their appearance. Take notes if you like. I probably will be. You may know, or you may also want to choose a name for your QueerBar or Queer Cafe at this point.
Yeah, we should probably choose a name for our QueerBar. That sounds good. I don't want to have to be the one who does it, but we should do it.
Yeah, names are hard for places. Yeah.
I would suggest that we wait with the naming until we've done like 1 or 2 rounds of questions, because then we have some sort of idea and a name might have suggested itself already.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a great idea.
Pro tip.
Yeah.
All right. Stephen, would you like to continue reading?
Absolutely. The final question. Keep playing as before until you feel it's a good time for the final question, or until you have about 10 to 15 minutes left to play. Everyone then answers the final question. Then the game is over. Do a round of stars and wishes to wrap things up.
I would be very grateful if somebody else could keep track of time and also of us doing a break, because I'm notoriously bad at that.
No worries, I'm great at it.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, now the story begins. You are part of the queer community. You are lesbian, gay, bi, pan, non-binary, trans, queer, intersex, asexual, and/or aromantic. The QueerBar is also part of this community. You are part of the QueerBar team or have been working at the QueerBar in another role. The QueerBar is a home for you. Today is an important anniversary for the QueerBar. You're sitting at the bar, waiting for the others so you can celebrate together. You look around the room and remember your experiences at the QueerBar. Whoever wants to draws the first playing card and looks up the first question on the following pages. And this is where we start playing.
Woohoo!
Nice.
So, do we have a volunteer to go first?
Yeah, we have Keegan.
Yeah, we have Keegan. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Here I go again. I feel like as long as Keegan and I are together, I will always volunteer Keegan. This seems like a...
I feel like it's on brand for people on the stream to throw everything at me. That's fine.
You can handle it. You're amazing.
Great. So I'm drawing the first card. That's what I heard.
Yeah. You just click on it and then it turns around and you can either leave it on the stack or put it on the other pile, however you like.
To the other pile. So that's a 4 of hearts, which is someone interviews you for an article about the QueerBar. What important point do you want to get across? And I think the important point I want to get across is actually the thing we talked about setting the bar up in the first place, which is that the bar's moving around and it sort of finds the people who it needs to find. And I think that's a very important aspect of the bar. So I'm really trying to get that across when I do this interview.
Mm-hmm. what kind of media is interviewing you?
Ooh, what kind of media? What does media look like in this intergalactic world? What a question. Um, let's see. I think it's interesting if it's like a radio interview. Just because I like the sort of mishmash of the tech here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I was
like
imagining
the
some
opening
very
shot.
old-fashioned, very old-fashioned radio.
Ooh, yeah. And I love the idea of like we're going across the galaxy and people are like listening to the episode. Yeah, that's very cool.
In the same way that we find the people who we need to find, I think the radio station also finds the people who need to find it.
Oh, so it's a traveling radio station, and we just met.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
For some reason, I'm thinking Mario Kart. You know that little guy that picks up cars and goes off the road. I'm thinking like
to.
That's the vibe.
Yeah, that's the vibe. I'm into this.
Cool. Do we have more questions or suggestions related to this question?
I don't.
Okay. Just in general, please always feel invited to just throw in ideas. We're not meant to be playing this as fast as possible.
No, we're gonna speed run this.
Oh my god! Oh, right. We might be playing 2 rounds then. We never tried that.
Amazing.
All right, get the timer up there.
Sure. Should I pull next card?
Yeah, go for it.
I feel like it's fair after I threw Keegan under the bus. I got the King of Diamonds. So scrolling towards Diamonds and the King. Ooh, what external cause did the QueerBar raise funds for recently? And I feel that ours is a community that often comes together to take care of each other. And so I want to say that there is one of our regulars who's been coming around for years and was getting the equivalent. Oh my God, we have to think of the equivalent of alien top surgery. Like I just have to say that.
Ooh.
You know, is it like tentacle based? Maybe.
It's always good to have either more or less tentacles.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Maybe it's like
a
more situation.
Or it's a tentacle transplant and you want them in some other place than they grow.
Yeah. Right. And so and I think this is like an alien species that's like part tentacle, part anemone, right? Is what I'm
nice.
Yeah, visualing. So this is like we came together to like raise funds for a regular's like gender affirming surgery. Basically. Because like that's what the bar does. We take care of each other. And make sure that people feel supported, right? So I also want to say that my character, unlike me in real life, is very good at numbers and was mainly the accountant and stuff like that, was like helping keep track of the numbers and all that. So now I'm imagining like a cute set of like glasses on top of the mind flayer, like tentacle situation.
Amazing. Was that someone like one of the regular guests, or was it someone from the team?
Yeah, I feel like a regular. I feel like it's got to be a regular who used to be like. I feel like they're a retired like performer, right? A retired drag performer. One of those stories where like they kept doing the drag and they're like, you know what? Maybe it's not just drag, kind of. Like,
that's never
maybe
happened.
This is me.
No.
Right. So, but I feel like they're like on the older side of things, like So,
that does ask for me. I know you said they used to perform. Did they used to perform here, you think, or did they or are we like relatively new?
Oh, good question. I feel like I want to say we're relatively new. There used to be another gay bar on the back of the Worm, right?
Oh,
When it
Ooh.
was
Mhm.
Ooh.
It's an
right,
apartment
and
building
then
now.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God, there's a little apartment complex on our worm friend. Oh. Where all the old gays hang out. Oh. It's the retirement plan, right?
There's a pool on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
my
like, are you
gosh.
telling me there's like a space worm barnacle apartment complex?
Yes,
Basically,
yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that.
I want to live there. That sounds great.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I know. See.
Amazing. Oh. How old do you have to be to move in there?
I know.
No, it's not a serious question. I just want to go there.
Yeah, I want to go there, but you're right. There's probably like a height requirement. It feels very roller coaster like to
Oh.
be on the back of one.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my gosh.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna spend too much time thinking about this. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. Probably. Now I'm thinking about it too. Like, do we have to be like grouped by height because at some point you're not compatible anymore in terms of the space you use,
Oh no.
like chairs and glasses
Yeah.
and things.
And like not all the different humans are human, or not all the different aliens are humanoid, and so
Yeah,
you got to make sure you're designing for
Yeah.
different species, different
I have
shapes.
so many questions. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
yeah.
Accurate.
Well, do we want to keep moving?
Yeah.
Cool.
I
Sarah,
vote yes.
I think we should just keep going in the same order we had been. So, I mean, Sarah.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
All right, let's draw. Ace of Hearts. Go back. Gotta scroll up. While cleaning up, you found something that reminds you of a legendary evening at the Queer Bar. Why does that memory make you blush?
Ooh.
Yeah, oh, we're already getting spicy.
Yes, Evie.
Already getting spicy. Ooh, a legendary evening. Yeah, I want to say like maybe there was some type of like really like large, noteworthy like performance at the Queer Bar. Because we're talking publicity and we're talking about being very performer friendly. Yeah, there was some type of maybe a drag event, maybe a concert, maybe a little bit of both. Just like huge event. With a lot of coverage. Why does that memory make my character blush? You know what? I think it's cute, so I'm gonna do it. I think that's where my character had their first kiss.
Oh, the music that was playing.
Yeah. And what item did you find that makes you remember that? Or
Ooh.
something, I don't know, maybe it's not an item, maybe
Ooh.
it's some other trace.
Yeah, maybe nothing like directly about, her first kiss, but maybe like the event. Maybe there is like an old trophy from the event that didn't get passed out that's like dusty in the back of the shelves. And they pull it out and they're like, "Oh,
How come it didn't get passed out? What happened?
huh?" Maybe we didn't have one person
category.
attend, a category or
No,
something.
I have an idea. It was the person you had your first kiss with, and you weren't there to
You were
trophy.
kissing. Oh, yes.
Oh, the scandal.
I love that.
That's
Too busy
amazing.
kissing to receive the trophy.
I love that.
But what is the song playing? I feel like we have to think of a. And then there's like an alien / sim version of the song in this universe.
Oh goodness.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, what song would have been playing?
Good first kiss song.
Or bad first kiss song. It could be fun.
Yeah.
Or bad.
Could I pitch Total Eclipse of the
Ooh.
Heart?
Oh my god!
Oh,
Of course,
I
yes.
That's
Yes.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
amazing.
gosh! And every time it's that part in the music video with the choir boys with the glowing eyes. Except like it's in the bar. There's like an alien species with glowing eyes that always like looks out from the darkness.
Yeah, that's so much better than my knee-jerk answer, which would have been every time we touch. Just like,
Ooh,
Ooh,
That's a
it
great
might be a
one.
little energetic.
that's a great one.
It was a remix. It was both of them, in fact.
Oh, it's
Oh
gonna
my
be special.
No, that
Yeah.
would be
Getting the
that would be
best of
cool.
both worlds.
Yeah.
That alien DJ technology is just, they can do
Yeah,
anything these
true.
days.
Amazing.
That's true.
Amazing. Yeah.
All right, Stephen, I believe
Great.
we're on to you.
All right. Boop. 2 of clubs. When renovations are needed at the Queer Bar, you all often take matters into your own hands. What was the last big project you did to improve the Queer Bar? Oh. Okay. So we had a really big, like really popular performer who was going to come and perform, but our stage wasn't quite up to snuff to what they needed. So we built out a catwalk that goes over the audience, and it's like see-through, so you can like see from the audience can see from underneath it, and it absolutely killed. It was huge.
I
Amazing.
like that.
Yeah.
Is building something your character is familiar with? Is this the sort of thing you've done before? Or was this like a new skill for you?
So, you know that TikTok that's like, my homosexual audacity has me convinced that I can do any project to set my mind to? It's that.
It's
Yeah.
just saw like one DIY tutorial on it, and there you go.
Exactly, yeah. Like looking at like YouTube with one of my tentacles while I'm like hammering with another tentacle. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you stream it though?
Ooh. The performance or the
No, the renovation.
the renovation. Yes. For like tips. People could tip for
I actually love the idea that
nice.
we streamed the renovation, but we did not stream the performance that used
Right.
it.
Yeah.
It just
We
That
somehow,
was
like,
exclusive. You had to
fell
be
between
there.
the cracks. Yeah.
We streamed, like hot, sweaty mind flayers, doing physical work for tips.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Oh,
No
great.
questions.
All right, I'm drawing card. I have the 7 of clubs. The Queer Bar is getting support from an unexpected source. Who shows solidarity? I'm tempted to say it's the radio station who did the interview.
Ooh, I love this.
Because I feel like we did. They traveled along us for a while, and we did some collaborations. Like they what's the word? What's the word for streamed? But when it's radio,
Broadcast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Broadcast.
Right.
I was
Right.
like,
Sometimes I have-
truly, I don't know
Sometimes
this
I have
word.
vocabulary
I
issues.
know. I was also like, it must have existed.
It's a word. I know there's a word. Anyway, they broadcast some of the performances at the Queer Bar, and I feel like we had some event where people from the Queer Bar got to pick the music, then they played on the radio or something, and maybe there was also some Valentine's wish in the Queer Bar, and then it gets broadcast on the radio during the same night or something like that. Yeah. And we didn't expect that because and at the beginning it was just that interview, but apparently the interviewee was very convincing.
Hell yeah.
And then, of course, they had to do more. to support us.
Yeah, I love that.
We love an ally radio station.
We do.
Great. Well, I'll go ahead and pull the next
Mhm.
card.
Please
I
do.
got a 6 of hearts. And that reads, the QueerBar held a joint event with another group in town. Which one? How did that collaboration come around? And this really feels related to the last question. So I'm going to say our joint event with another group in town was the radio station while they were still in town, like right before our paths sort of parted ways. I think we held a group with them. So the radio station, how did the collaboration come around? I think we kept like promoting each other, and it just became sort of like, I think not only did it become a good business, but we became good friends doing it. Yeah, so I think that's what happened. I think that's how it happened. But yeah, I think we put on like a big performance. We raised a little money for the radio station, raised a little money for ourselves.
That was
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah. Is that a regular thing now?
Ooh, I think we've implied we're gonna do it again next year, but we're not positive exactly when we're going to run into the radio station again.
Is that a different orbit or different
Yeah,
path?
I'm not good
Yeah.
at math.
Yeah.
In real life or in this game.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Race
sure when we're gonna
characters.
run into each other again. But when we do, we're gonna do this event again because it was fun.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Is there like one person at the radio station who's like a really enthusiastic supporter, or is it more sort of widespread among their people?
What a fun question. I think what happened is we started doing these events with whoever was running the radio station. I think they came out shortly afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's one really enthusiastic supporter, but they're an enthusiastic supporter because we like encouraged them to come out more or less.
Yeah.
Aw,
Yes.
sweet.
Cool. Who's next? I think it's Ray.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. So I'm gonna draw a card. Ooh, 6 of clubs. For a moment, I forgot what that was supposed to be. Okay, so I was like, 6 of black. Okay, so 6 of clubs. When you were on door duty, accountant and door duty. I'm so talented.
Oh.
Okay. Or it's more like the usual queer thing of just doing multiple jobs. Yeah, so when you were on door duty, you wrongfully denied. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm gonna read out the question. You wrongfully denied someone entry to the QueerBar. What were the consequences? Ooh. Gosh, I'm kind of. Do I want to answer this question, or are we gonna veto it? I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm gonna veto it only because I feel like it's going against the vibes a little bit. If people are cool with it,
Yeah,
Sure.
go for it.
so
Totally.
Sure.
Yeah. I say
Just
this as
needs
someone
your
who is-
vote to be a veto.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I'll pull the next one.
Yes.
Okay, King of Hearts. Oh my gosh, I'm hearing that song. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Okay. It's such a song. King of Hearts. An opportunity for cooperation that would have helped the QueerBar out financially fell through. Why does this relieve you? Ooh, interesting. So I'm thinking, I'm thinking, you know what it's like when corporations try to like come in and go like, hi, it's Pride, and we are here
Hi, gay.
to
Yeah.
support you.
Mhm.
Hi, gay. I love that video.
We're changing our logo to a rainbow for the month. Don't you see us?
Yeah. We see
Don't
you
you
wanna
buy
and
our
your
stuff?
money. Yeah. So I think it was definitely like one of those things, and they were gonna support the bar, but they wanted to like paint their huge logo in neon lights across the worm,
Oh
and
my
we
God.
were like,
No.
excuse me, that is like our apartment complex and our friend in one.
Yeah.
This worm is the giant friend we all live on, and you can't paint over him.
Paint's probably toxic anyway. You stop that.
Yeah, not good for the worm.
Yeah. And I think there was a lot of like back and forth of people going like, well, if they're gonna give us the money anyway, and then but so there were like some tough conversations that were happening at the bar. So when the project fell through, and I'm gonna say it's because like the asteroid just started to move out of the area.
Out of the month of
And
June.
Right? And away from the corporation, we're oh no, we can't control the asteroid. Goodbye.
I like the idea that not only do we find the people we need to find, but we also get away from the people we need to get away from, even if we're not necessarily smart enough to make that decision ourselves.
Right. The asteroid does it for us.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
All right, I think that's me for doing the next card.
Yes.
10 of diamonds. Roll over the diamonds. Where in the queer bar do you like to be the most? Why? Ooh, I want to say that we have, on top of just like having a regular bar and then the stage and everything, there are also places that are just like really cozy and like maybe have like some cushioned seats or like some bean bags maybe or something like that. Just the cozy vibes. And yeah, I'll say my character likes the quiet like a little bit. I don't know why I imagined my character just being like, just like a little crab guy. So I'm just gonna be like a little crab guy, and just likes to, sit in one of these little bean bags and look out in the space.
Love a little crab guy.
Yeah, so cute.
Yeah.
Crab eyes are the cutest.
Oh, goodness, I just imagine your crab hands. Like little folded crab hands in the bean bag.
You were saying this was like a quiet room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What else? Like, what do you feel like the other purpose for the room is? I assume we have like some sort of a smaller amount of space, so I imagine this like quieter room has to have some sort of secondary purpose.
Yeah, I wonder if like I see this less in bars and more in cafes, but there are often like kind of divide between like the very public facing area where things are a lot louder, and then like the further you kind of go back, there are more people that are just kind of quietly working. So maybe something like that.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, I feel like people sometimes also just take naps there.
Okay, anyone that we don't want, or like anyone that's like had a lot to drink and we don't want them like driving a spaceship all intoxicated, they can just crash.
Yeah, or you're just tired and you still want to hang out at the queer bar, and then you go take a little nap.
Honestly,
sometimes you lose track of time because the asteroid's in different places and it's a different time all of a sudden.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
True.
Falling asleep at the bar
Yeah.
because you just want to like chill at the vibes is extremely me energy. I'm learning things about myself.
We need to normalize that behavior.
We do.
True. Yeah, take a nap when you need it. Right.
Yeah.
True.
I can vouch for the time traveling aspects of queer bars.
Right?
Yeah, time works differently there.
All right.
All right.
Shall we move
shall.
on? Okay. All right. King of Spades. I know I'm like internally being like, wait, that's spades, right?
That's spades.
Like I'm like terrified that I'm gonna say the wrong one. Okay. How has the queer bar clientele changed over time and how did that happen? I think we've expanded, certainly. As we've gotten more popular and more people have found out about us, but also I think the fact that we're like orbiting, we're moving around, as we've established, like, the queer bar finds you when you need it. And and there's almost like a mystical spiritual kind of vibe to that. And I think it's picked up more and more people as we've kind of come to them in their time of need, so to speak. And the more like the more we move around in space, the more variety, the more diversity that we're able to find, and like it's like super cool and eye-opening for everyone.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. I like that. Because you know, some people just fall asleep and then they stay.
Yeah.
You're hired.
They eventually move into the apartment complex on the back of a giant worm.
Yeah,
next
see,
door.
see, this is how it works.
That's how we've
Somehow-
stayed around the apartment complex. The complex likes us.
Yeah. Somehow there's always enough space. There's always enough housing for everyone.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's a
Aw.
big worm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
yeah. Oh, all right. Next card.
Next card.
I have the Jack of Hearts. Your ex still comes to the QueerBar. How do you feel about that?
Oh.
Ooh.
Mm.
The drama.
Mm. Yeah. I feel okay now. I think most of the time. Oh, but for a while it was really hard. It was really hard because it just didn't work anymore between us, and I didn't hate them, but it was hard to get some distance and still stay in touch with the QueerBar and the people at the QueerBar and the creatures at the QueerBar.
Right, because your lives are so enmeshed.
Mhm.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, and so I feel like for a while we very deliberately hung out on different ends of the QueerBar, or tried to come at different times, and sort of had an understanding that we wouldn't contact each other if not, unless absolutely necessary. And but I feel like there was one thing that happened. I'm not quite sure what it was. Like a small emergency, like something broke and we had to improvise something so the show could go on, and we ended up fixing it together. And since then,
Oh, it has to be like a
it's-
leak, right? Because like metaphorically, all those
Yeah.
feelings
Yes,
that are like
yes,
bursting, and you're
yes,
trying to hold them back,
yes,
right? It's
yes,
gotta be a leak.
burst water pipe or something.
Yeah.
And we had to I don't know, duct tape it or something. And
You're like standing like knee deep in
Yeah. yeah, and we
in
were
your
really,
feelings.
yeah, basically, and we had to stay there and basically nearly hold hands, and it took a long time until it was properly fixed and we couldn't leave, and so we had a lot of time to talk about how things are now, and it was fine in the end because we realized, yeah, we're still a good team, just not romantically. And yeah,
That's good. I love those.
yeah.
I love
No,
this for you.
it's just sometimes when the light is weird, then it's still weird.
Ooh, kind of
But
like when the
usually it's
camera focuses on the
Mm.
two of you as if you're a couple, and you're like, no, it's
Yeah.
not
There's
anymore.
something- yeah.
Stop with this soft filter.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
you sort of, when there's this habit and you're like, wait, no, that's not what we do with each other anymore. And
Yeah, you know, kind of like your body remembers each other,
Yeah.
and your brain is like, no. Right?
Yeah,
Just,
and then there's the fuzzy border between like romance and friendship and being a team, and that's not always easy to tell apart. But yeah, mostly it's fun.
So clear. Yeah.
I'm staring off into space, but
And
yeah.
I completely ruined a really good pair of shoes during this
Oh.
wading
Oh.
around in water
And feelings.
Aw.
and feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say, like, I want to say you didn't talk to. Let me know how you feel about this. Like you didn't
Yes,
tell
please.
us about this, but the worm
Yeah.
sent you a new pair of shoes. Like somehow the worm
Yes.
knew
Oh,
what you went
Yes.
through.
Yes. Yes.
The bar always knows
Yeah.
who needs it. The radio station always
Yeah.
knows who needs to hear
Yeah.
it. The worm always
Yeah.
knows who needs new shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a
And the new
very
shoes are
specific
really good.
superpower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a
I
Marvel
mean, it's a pretty good one.
B
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Yes.
I guess I'll go ahead and draw the next card.
Mhm. May I stop you for a second? Because we've answered 2 questions each. Do we feel ready to make decisions about characters
Ooh, I think
before we
so.
go do further questions?
Yeah, I'm very happy to
Yeah.
answer those.
Okay. Just to remind everybody, we'll just take a break from playing and but we can continue the conversation and just think about who we are. That is our characters, and at the very least, we need a name and pronouns. If you want to, we can also have like age or gender, orientation, I don't know, species, details about your appearance, anything else you feel like is important to tell us and that you already know. All right. And you can think quietly or you can think out loud. It's
Actually,
both fine.
This might be a great place to take like a 5-minute break real quick.
Oh, sure.
Everyone can go get water. We can think about who our characters are, and then we can come back
Mhm.
with answers.
Yeah,
Yes,
sounds good.
good.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Well, let's go ahead
Great.
and do that. We'll be back in like 5, everyone.
If I Were a Lich Man is a trilogy of funny Jewish role-playing games about creative resistance against authoritarianism by Lucian Khan. Debate fellow liches about strategies for community survival against the murderous lawful good paladins. Join the celebration and discover who's eating all the guests at Ruthie's Bat Mitzvah. And sing some jaunty songs with Grandma about her bootlegging days. But watch out for the coppers. 3 great games, 1 gorgeous package. Back If I Were a Lich Man today on Kickstarter.
Hey, look, we're back, and I have just cleaned all of the Fruity Pebbles out of my keyboard. We're good to go.
Is that the name of the bar, Fruity Pebbles?
Oh my god.
Honestly, the wild part is I don't hate it.
Yeah.
My
It
Fruity
makes
Pebbles.
sense on an asteroid.
Right, like the asteroid belt, like are the pebbles in
Yeah.
different
Oh my
colors.
god.
Look, I'm writing it down. I agree.
Yeah.
I think this is us.
Yeah.
Sometimes the first draft is the best one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just comes to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the Lord moves in mysterious ways, and that way
Yeah.
is knocking Fruity Pebbles all over your desk and floor.
Mhm.
Welcome back.
Amazing. So, all right. Did anyone think of a character, or did we just take a break?
I thought of a character, and now I'm eating Fruity Pebbles.
I love how Kika is like, me, but I also just started eating.
My character is eating Fruity Pebbles.
Aww.
They're not, because my character's name is Squelch. They're
Nice.
a giant. They're just sort of like a giant amorphous ooze.
Yeah,
Oh,
relatable.
Yeah. Ray,
Yeah.
this one was for you. I knew we'd.
Right.
I knew we'd be in the same spot here. Yeah, they're just a big sort of amorphous clear ooze, and I think they put like shiny objects in themselves occasionally as like
oh,
jewelry.
yes.
Cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Perfection.
Yes. Yes. Do you use they them pronouns, because you just said they?
Yes, I use they them pronouns.
Yes.
All right, so I was thinking about my little crab guy,
Mhm.
and fun fact, there is a crab name generator on Fantasy Name Generator.
my
I don't
God,
know
of
why,
course.
but there
course.
is. And it beat my knee-jerk reaction of just calling this crab Crabitha. I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I like the name Lapis. I think that's cool. Because they're gonna be
Yeah.
like a little blue crab.
Oh,
Yeah, little shiny
yes.
blue crab. And I like
Cute.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
Amazing. Amazing.
Perfect.
Oh.
I can share. So my character is just like, a weird little guy.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, as one tends to be. Named Blarzorp, but just goes by B, because it's easier. Looks wise, like about a foot tall, floats. If this is a useful reference for you, the Great Gazoo from the Flintstones. A little green, a really effeminate, like little green floating
Oh.
guy. in a little
Yes.
outfit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Can you say the name again?
B.
I can. Yeah.
But you choose
full-
not to.
The full name is Blarzorp. I can spell that for you if you'd like.
Oh, I have guessed the spelling already.
Perfect. That's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You were correct.
Amazing.
Nice.
No, I can't read my spelling anymore. Anyway, yes.
Yeah, and for my character, so we have I was gonna say not a mind flare, but no, it's open for copyright, so it is in fact a mind flare period. But instead of like the typical purple color, I'm thinking it's like more of a greenish blue, right? And then they have these like startling blue eyes that it hides behind these like really thick glasses. And I think like so its name is Theodore, and poor Theodore has a tendency to move around like a villain, right? Like just sort of like creep around, but is actually very nice. Just has like very strong villain vibes basically, unfortunately.
It was just misunderstood.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. They just really look the part, right? They just look
Yeah.
like a left hand non-binary like, villain to some like lieutenant or whatever.
Amazing. Cool. I think I'm a humanoid. And
Oh wow, we got a human.
yeah,
Wow,
I
all the
mean-
way out here.
I got stuck on the shoes and like
That's very fair.
I mean like they're really good boots. They're like I don't know. Yeah, I feel like they're like spectacular knee-high, high-heeled boots that are probably also shiny. I haven't quite decided on the color. Red, maybe. Why not red?
If they're
We have
red,
purple already.
yeah,
The red, like red, shiny knee-high boots.
you're describing the boots
and-
from Kinky Boots, and I'm obsessed with it.
There you
Oh
go.
my god, you're right though.
They are.
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
fully bought in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those overknees, though. Anyway, let's not get into the boots details. Because let's talk about what's on my head, because I feel like I have like tentacles for hair, and it changes length and it changes color depending on my mood. And right now it goes with the boots, and it's like it starts purple near the head and goes to the bright red at the tips at the moment. And I don't know. I have no idea. I have no name yet. I'm a femme though. Kinky dog marks, yes. But I said they have high heels. So, but yeah, they're as comfortable as the ones,
Okay,
but still high heeled.
I'm into it.
I need a name. Does anyone have a name?
I'm so bad at
Can
making
the bar
names.
give me a name?
Quick, anyone in the chat, if you have a great name for this character, now's a great time to shout it out for us.
Yeah.
Audience participation.
Is that a suggestion that my name is Kincaid Boots?
I actually love that. It's the
Yeah,
worst
All right.
This is
actually.
fun.
All right. All
Cody,
right.
you
My
got
name
it.
is Kincaid Boots.
Thanks, Dad.
And I feel like most people call me Boots.
Nice.
Oh, cute.
I like that.
Yeah, very cool.
And I feel like I'm either she or they or both or either something.
Perfect.
Non-binary fan. That I can tell you. All right. So we have a bar called Fruity Pebbles. We have characters.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Squelch. Let me check if I have pronouns for everybody. So Squelch has they them. What does Lapis?
Also they them.
Also they them. And then we have Blorzorb. Do you have pronouns? And if so, which ones?
Let's go with any pronouns.
Any? All right. And what about Theodore?
Yeah, Theodore's pronouns are he and it.
Mm-hmm. And I said that Boots Kincaid. Kincaid Boots is. I like Boots Kincaid even better, so let's go with that one.
Oh, we have
is
a
a
good
she, they.
question in chat. Don't forget the apartment complex. Rat Girl Game.
Oh, yeah.
Did they have a
Ooh.
name?
Ooh.
Yeah, our
Oh.
word friend.
Oh,
Oh my god. What if their name is like Pebbles? Right? So
Yeah, like if it like
Aw.
relates somehow.
or it's
Or
called the
something really
Or like
barnacle.
something like dealing with like rocks, like
I like the
the
idea of
bedrock.
the apartment
Mm.
complex as the barnacle, but the worm has a different name.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
agree.
it's the worm's name.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe Rock
William.
Oh,
I was gonna say Count Chocula, so I'm glad you beat
oh my god.
Okay.
Count Chocula is my favorite cereal.
Ray, you have to have me tell you my Count Chocula story later, but I will fully derail this stream.
Okay. Maybe we can
All
go
right.
with the best of both worlds. It's Count William Chocula.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
Use his formal name.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Okay. So, do we feel ready to draw more cards?
I think so.
All right. I think Keegan, it's your turn.
It is my turn. I drew a 9 of hearts. I'm so glad I keep drawing hearts so I don't have to keep scrolling.
I mean, you should be able to use the Google Sheets navigation and at least skip to the.
Oh, yeah. I
Suit.
have to, because of the shape of my screen, I actually have to cut off the entirety of the navigation.
yeah.
But I heavily made out with someone at the QueerBar. What about that was unexpected for you?
I like how that means most of the time it's expected. Right? But this time it was unexpected.
Or it never happens. And I think that was actually what I was going for. So what about it was unexpected is I feel like some other people at the QueerBar probably pull more attention than me. And I think some of that is that I'm a large transparent ooze.
Oh my gosh, are there times you're looking at someone and people just see right through you?
I think
what's past you.
I have a habit of literally fading into the background a bit. So
no.
being seen by another ooze. Yeah, it was a great moment.
That's
So
so
you
sweet.
mentioned that sometimes you put like jewelry or things on. Is that to help you stand out a little bit more when like people literally don't see you sometimes?
Yeah, I feel like I probably talk about it to some of the other people at the bar here and there, but yeah, I think Squelch has like a severe lack of self-confidence. And is like, I don't know, I bought all of these ornaments, but I don't think they'd look good on me. Everyone's like, no, wear them.
No, they're amazing.
We can help you style them.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Accessorize.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Aw.
Yes.
So this
no,
person you made
imagine-
out with, like, are they a regular? Was this their first time at the bar? Like,
I think this was their first time at the bar, and I don't think we've seen them since. I think it's completely unrelated. But I think it was just like they were, we were passing through, I guess.
oh my gosh, the asteroid like barely stayed in this area, right? And like, oh wow.
Yeah. And were they also clear ooze, or did they have a different color?
Oh, I think they had a different color. I think maybe they were like metallic or something.
Ooh.
Where they could actually
nice.
stand out a bit.
Ooh. That's so cool.
Oh. Amazing.
I like how we can see actually like really imagining the metallic.
Yeah.
I've painted a picture about a clear ooze.
Yeah. I'm imagining something like snails, but squishier and less shaped. Yeah. Oh.
I'm hearing the alien version of like, it must have been love.
I love that song.
Yeah.
It's
Do you hope to see them again though?
Yeah, I hope our asteroid passes that way again soon.
Yeah.
Aww.
Maybe they're flying around in their ship trying to find the asteroid again.
Yes.
Maybe we'll find out.
Sweet. Yeah,
Ooh.
we'll see. We'll see.
See what the questions give us.
Yes.
Cool. All right, I will.
Mhm.
Should I pull the next card? Does that feel like? I just feel like ending of that. Maybe we'll find out kind of moment. Okay, so we have the Jack of Spades. I don't know why the black suits are so confusing for me lately.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Kind of similar.
Jack of Spades.
It's the same. I feel like it's the same for everybody across languages.
It's the same.
The black ones are confusing.
True. So I have. What do you like best about the QueerBar flyers? What I like best about the flyers is that they were a group effort, right? Like we were just passing around what the template for the flyer could be during like one of those more cozier, chill nights. It was, yeah. And so like I think like it was one of those nights where people were reading poetry or just reading stuff from their favorite books or whatever, and then we were just passing around the flyer template, and people would like add like maybe just a single word or a few phrases or sketch something. So it has this really like haphazard vibe to it. It is not graphic artist pleasing in any way whatsoever, but it's really our flyer and our bar.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it just really reflects us. Yeah.
Yeah. It totally has the vibe of playing a drawing game online where everybody just has a mouse and nobody can draw.
I love that. That's such a good analogy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cottage asteroid core.
Yes.
Amazing. Chat.
Chat gets it.
Yeah. Amazing.
Sarah, I think that's you.
All right.
It is me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
7 of clubs. Let's see. The queer bar is getting... Wait. Did we already draw this one?
Oh, I might have confused the clubs and spades before.
Oh, well, I can
Just
do
Yeah, just do
then
spades.
just do spades.
I'll just do
That
spades.
should work.
You held an event outside of the queer bar space. What kind of event was it, and where did it take place? I think we could tie this back into the Pride Month question, which actually was the club's question. We were passing by some place that had like maybe a little bit more like established places, like maybe not even a planet, but you know, something a little bit more established and isn't moving as much. So we participated in whatever they had going on for Pride that month, and that's how that corporation found us and was trying to give us that support. And let's see, yeah, what kind of event was it? Where did it take place? What else? Like, is there anything else we want to know? Like, it could have been like maybe a parade, maybe just a general festival. Like, what are we thinking with that?
I like the idea that it was like a parade. I think that sounds fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we had some moving performances as part of the parade.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Some people were like doing, I mean, this is basically real life. I mean, some people were doing like cheers, and other people were doing like dances and choreographies, and some people were just oozing along attractively.
Thank you.
Relatable. And then someone over there had like a full-on Bollywood number, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Steven, do you want to go ahead and pull the next one?
I would love to. 2 of spades. All right. Oh, which regular guest at the queer bar do you dislike? Why is it still okay for you that this person is there?
Oh.
I can think about. I know this answer in real life.
You know, I think there is an alien who comes and visits sometimes, who's like a mass of like spiky energy. If
like a sea urchin.
Kinda, yeah. Almost like you're looking at static on a TV, and it's sort of like, yeah. Or like the if you're familiar with the Booba Kiki dichotomy, It's the Kiki. If you're not, don't worry about it.
No, no, but Kiki sounds spiky.
I just love how it felt like you were talking another language for a second. It's like, yes, okay.
Yeah.
I want to know
anyway.
more. Please explain later.
Yeah, I'm happy to. So it's not anything like, they did anything really wrong. It's that we just don't really vibe. We don't really get along very well. We've known each other for a long time, from before the bar, and we just, I don't know. We're always like we were always competing.
Mhm.
We were always like, there was always some sort of, just like kind of bad vibes. But the bar is open to everyone, as long as you're respectful, as long as you're treating people with, with kindness and the way that they should be treated. And they've never really, done anything to kind of warrant getting kicked out or anything like that. So it's just, the vibes are off, the vibes are a little
Mhm.
rancid, but it's fine.
Yeah. What are you competing about or for, though?
Oh, boys,
Weird little guys.
accolades. Yeah, weird little guys, accolades,
Oh my gosh, yeah, like
Yeah.
at the ballroom
Yeah,
competition.
like, who's gonna be the best? Like, was my cheer routine better than theirs? Did they like do a better high jump at the track and field competition than I did? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like we see a montage of every single time that he's not
Exactly.
competed, and it's like across everything, like even who can eat the cereal the fastest for no reason.
Exactly,
Totally
exactly.
unimportant.
And you see the
Yeah.
scoreboard, and it's like 267 to 267.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well.
I feel like Theodore's keeping track.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I'm
Since you're
keeping track.
good at
Each
math,
one has
yeah.
a notebook, and like there's a trajectory of probabilities and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we
Man,
taking
stuff I wish I
bets?
could do in real life. Each.
Yeah. Does someone has a bet on one of them winning it at a certain point?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I want to say, unfortunately, Theodore is handling the betting pool. And,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
taking the
I think
It's like, don't worry, B.
I've
The
told
odds are good.
Blarzorp that I've bet on on them, but the actuality is I have bet on their rifle. I would
that
never
feels
tell
right.
you though.
No, of course.
And I'm going to use the winnings to buy you something nice
Aw.
because I know you're going to be down, and that's why I bet on your rival.
Perfect.
I appreciate your vote of confidence.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, all right. My turn, right?
It's your turn.
Okay, I have the Ace of Spades. What was the strangest thing that ended up in the lost and found box of the QueerBar? It was definitely a life form.
Oh my god.
And I think
Oh, you know how like some people can just like create a duplicate or create an offshoot of themselves.
That's how I was
Oh my
born.
God.
Yeah.
Like when cells like, right?
Yeah.
Mitosis? Look at me knowing.
Yeah,
that.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Yes. And I think what it was, because now I'm going to import something from another QueerBar
Mm.
I've played, and that because there's a chroma chameleon, and the chroma chameleon is usually hidden because it's very good at imitating colors, and I think the moment then this bar passed the other QueerBar on its travels, because I think that was also traveling. I don't quite remember. Anyway, and now we have also a chroma chameleon in our QueerBar. And what I can tell you about them is that they like to hang out near the pipes where it's warm.
Oh, I like that.
And now we have one of those.
I love those.
Yeah. I feel like there was some crossover universe, and I feel like the other universe now has some sort of ooze they didn't have before.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Does the chameleon have a name?
Probably.
Boy George.
It's Boy George. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, that is
yes,
absolutely
of course.
correct. Yeah.
Of course, yes. Yes.
And this actually reminds me of that tweet someone made about a 7-Eleven where there was like a lizard that would hang out by the coffee. I forget what they named that lizard, but someone tweeted about it and was like, oh yeah, like that's just this lizard that's a resident at a 7-Eleven. It's that energy.
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah,
work.
it's definitely.
Oh, sorry.
Please.
I used to work at a store that had like a resident lizard, and finally they were like, "Hey, we have to like capture this and like do something with it." I was like, "I guess I'll take it home."
Yes.
Sounds right, yeah.
That was a Noodle. I had him for years.
Oh.
Noodle. That's so cute.
Noodle's also a very good name. Yeah. I feel like Boy George has taken to wearing hats
I was gonna say.
Oh, love it.
Right. Mhm.
and extravagant eye makeup.
Ooh, I feel like a rite of passage for every new performer is that they have to create a new hat for Boy George.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm thinking of the hat collection
Yeah.
hanging in some corner. Amazing.
The Chroma Chameleon's name was indeed George. It's from the Orc and Splatter TV Let's Play.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I feel like apparently we named the chameleon George the last time because that was the German actual play we did.
That's
That is
amazing.
so funny.
See, this is how it works. And thank you for the information. I wasn't clear on the details anymore. Too many queer bars.
Too many queer bars.
I mean, there can never be too many queer bars.
Yeah, I was gonna say the opposite problem of what we have in real life. Yeah.
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 Right.
I'm gonna move now. Thanks, Steven.
Yes.
I got the Queen of Diamonds.
Ooh.
Let me scroll to it. Here we are.
Oh, finally needing to scroll, yeah.
Right. During a party at the Queer Bar, you gave an embarrassing performance. Who cheered for you nonetheless? I feel like we've learned so much about my character today. I think I got a little tipsy. Like I was off work. I wasn't working this day. I think I got a little tipsy and tried like a really difficult like karaoke piece. I had just enough alcohol that I was like, I can do a Beyonce.
Oh,
I went up there.
the hubris.
And
yeah.
I think I did like a Love on Top or something that like it wasn't gonna go well. And I think you all cheered for me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
If it was
100%.
sarcastic or not, I don't know if I would know.
And put my little claws together.
Aw.
I think the idea of snapping the claws like you're snapping.
Yeah. I feel like my tentacles recoiled a little bit. But I try to hide it. Because you were trying really hard and you have to appreciate effort.
I was trying maybe too hard was the problem.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, thank goodness you weren't. You aren't in that contest.
Yeah. That would have been crushing, but it was just like a Tuesday, so we were fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Karaoke karaoke competitions happen on Wednesdays, so you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I feel like
Yeah.
time for me to draw a card. I got the 5 of Hearts. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, you used to have frequent disagreements with someone at the Queer Bar at the Fruity Pebble. How have you since become close friends? I think this was I want to say like this was a regular that I used to get into disagreements with, and I'm trying to figure out like what were the disagreements about. Theodore is like so serious. It could be anything. He's such a fuddy-duddy game. Yeah, and I think that was part of the problem because like the other person was like a stand-up comedian, which is like just the worst kind of person for Theodore to like hang out with and talk to. Like, what? You know? And I think it's like it's one of those stand-up comedians who like their career hasn't fully taken off yet, so they're always on, unfortunately, instead of like having a moment where they like relax. And so yeah, we just used to fight over like absolutely nothing because Theodore takes everything too seriously, and this guy takes nothing seriously, so it's just like a bad combination. So, but I think we became close friends because I saw that they were taking care of Boy George's hat collection. It was always like impeccable. Like it was everything was always in order. And like I caught him one time like fixing stuff up, and he had like a little tool set, like a little suitcase that he put together with the little tools to take care of the hats and fix them. Right. And I was like, I guess you can't be a bad person if you take care of small hats, right?
I love the idea of being a miniature haberdasher.
That is incredible, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, but yeah, and I think since then he's gone on to be like to help maintain the barnacle, right? To like help out, and so even though he's still trying to be a stand-up comedian, and I do think he's ever going to make it, he's a very good like fixer-upper kind of like haberdasher and all around like helpful person at the bar and worm.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
And so stuck on the epic fight you had about how to mix a specific drink.
I was thinking something very similar. It's like I could imagine Theodore being like very like by the book. This is the amount of ingredients that the the manual or whatever says to do, and then the other guy's like,
"No, you just gotta go
just
by
feel it."
vibe."
Yeah, if you don't have that, you just replace it with something else, and
Theodore's
it doesn't
like,
matter. Shake and stir it. Who cares?
Just eyeball it.
No, it does not matter.
And Theodore's like, there's supposed to be gradations of color. You're supposed to spill it off the back of the spoon exactly like this. And the other person,
as much as your heart tells you to.
Yeah. And unfortunately, his drinks always tasted better, which is even worse.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
I love the idea that we have customers coming in who are like, I want this drink, but I'm so sorry, Theodore. Can you get him to make it for me?
Oh no!
And I'd be like, of course. And then like I skitter off into the darkness, like
I forgot about the skittering. Oh no!
Villain mode.
Oh no!
You imagine
this would be someone else's origin story. But for Theodore, it's Tuesday.
If you could have a little rain cloud over you, you would.
Oh yeah, 100%. Crackling between my tentacles. There's like lightning, unhappy lightning.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
All right, are we ready for a new card?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. 10 of Spades. See, the QueerBar suffers oppression from the authorities. How do you defend yourselves against it? I feel like this is against the vibe. If we could do a new question, I think that would be best.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally fair.
All right, 6 of Spades. Let's see what's going on. There was a swap meet at the QueerBar. What item did you find there? Why are you attached to it still? Ooh. That's really interesting. I wonder how we got to hosting that one.
Look,
like
someone offers to run an event on a Thursday. You run an event on a Thursday.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair.
Oh my gosh, maybe there's like a group of old queer flea market like people who are really into it, and that was the event that we helped.
They just got back from the antiquing planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a whole planet.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we're coming we're becoming the antique roadshow of space. Yeah, I think Lapis found some type of figurine of some kind of like some franchise that they're like a huge fan of, and it's like a really big deal to find like this edition, because like let's say it's like, you know, some type of like space like explorer action figure, and in this edition or this batch, there was something different about the helmet. Like there was a like malfunction, so like it's super rare to like not have this feature on it, or something's different. And Lapis is all about it, and they have held on to it ever since, because they collect things.
Yeah. Do you have like all figurines from the same franchise, or do you like have a collection that has a different kind of theme?
Ooh, I think it would because you know, like collectibles like often like come with like the entire squad, so like they've tried to find and like put together like the entire like space explorer squad. It's like, you know, really strange that something like humans would be a fan of, that this little crab out in space is also a fan of.
Oh God.
Do they represent like historical people, or are they like a TV show or
I
something
love
like
the
that?
idea that this was like
Famous crabs.
a George Washington figure.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
George Washington
I kinda
crossing the
love that.
asteroid belt. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna go with that. Yeah, like we'll say like kind of going off of that, the malfunction that made like the figurines different was like Abe Lincoln's hat was like much taller on this one.
It sticks out the top of the package a little bit.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Oh.
What is this game? I love it so much. Welcome to Viva la QueerBar.
Yeah. This is how it sometimes is.
Yeah. Here we acknowledge the real history that Abe Lincoln was a space explorer. Yeah.
Listen, they already made like what, like a vampire hunter, or like what was that? Like,
Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I could go on about this one.
Right. Wow, I like how Keegan like immediately jumped on that.
Yeah.
Like, I know this.
I watched it with my ex's family.
Amazing. Not the ex, just the family.
He was there too, but
Okay. Just checking.
it'd be much funnier the other way. You're right.
Goodness.
All right. I will. I'll draw a new card.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
The 5 of spades. What kind of people would you have liked to see more of in the queer bar, and why do they still not feel welcome?
Ooh.
I gotta say, I actually think this kind of. I think I'd like to skip this one.
Yeah,
if that's
go
cool.
for it.
Yeah, sure.
Just
draw a new one.
All right, Jack of Diamonds. Which group always brings a good mood to the queer bar? That is definitely. We have a Friday night burlesque performance,
Oh, yes.
and the burlesque performers always bring such good vibes.
Yeah.
They are like super inclusive. They're always like it's like a diverse group. They're really good at like reading the room and playing to the audience, and they always make people feel like comfortable. They're having a great time. Always like 100% good vibes. No, no downers.
I want to be part of the burlesque group.
Aw, yeah, so cool.
Yeah,
So cool.
I mean, with boots like these, how can I not?
Of course.
True. Good point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kincaid boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, with special performance by Boots Kincaid, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I feel
Perfect,
like
perfect.
sometimes I'm not one of the main members, but sometimes they let me participate in their show, and it's so good.
Cool.
Coquettish tentacles. I just always see some bits and pieces of the chat. And coquettish tentacles is also a really good name.
Yeah.
I think that.
Amazing. Yes.
Yeah, I think we should move on.
Oh,
to the next
right,
card.
it's my turn.
Yep.
See, I completely forgot.
No worries.
Having too much fun.
Hearts. 7 of Hearts. You admire a person on the QueerBar team. What impresses you most about them?
Ooh.
Let's see. I feel like it could be all of you,
Honestly.
but
That's
now
the
I can't
queerest
make a
answer.
choice. I think it's probably Lapis, because you're just extremely chill, and I feel like I'm not. You just like your things, and you have your collection of figurines, and you get excited about the weirdest things, and then you hang out in the cozy corner, and you just seem content all the time. And is it content? Anyway, you know what I mean. And I feel like I'm more of a high-strung person, who's always a little bit high energy about everything, and I find it really hard to relax. I don't think I do that. I mean, I probably have chiller moments, but usually not when somebody else is around. And yeah, I wonder how you do it. I wonder why you're not more concerned with, I don't know, whether people think you're attractive or skillful, or I don't know what kinds of boots you wear.
Can you imagine a
And-
little crab in boots?
Yeah, I mean,
You would need
course,
6
You
of
would
them.
need so many.
I love that.
yeah. I can totally see you in Doc Martens.
Oh my,
6 of them.
6
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, you know how like, at least with people, you know, like your feet usually aren't exactly the same size. I just imagine it's worse with like little like
Yeah.
crab legs. You need like different sizes for a bunch of
Aw.
them.
Yeah. And when you grow, you just need to buy one bigger pair, and you rotate the others forward. No, you need to buy the no, wait. Anyway, don't
Yeah.
mind me. You need to buy the biggest pair, and you rotate them backward.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, the worm provides our shoes. So
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm thinking about crabs and boots.
Yeah.
Um,
Boots and crabs.
I'm going to draw the next card.
Please do.
I got the 7 of Diamonds. Who is my favorite guest at the QueerBar and why? I mean, I think it's that retired regular we were talking about early on, who we helped get the gender affirming tentacle surgery.
Yes.
I think they're my favorite. I think A, they're just always a good time, and B, I think they frequently they're like, well, I'm here anyway, I might as well put on a show. So when they walk through the door, it's like, okay, it's either going to just be fun or it's going to be incredible. And I don't know which one yet.
Great. I love the idea how there's one person. Oh, are you gonna put on a show? Are you gonna like? Oh, I possibly couldn't, darling. And then throw the scarf over one side, moving towards the stage already.
Goes so extra with it too. It doesn't have to hit those vocals or whatever, but they do anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, is their name Krabitha?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Do we want it to be Krabitha?
I'm okay with that.
I like that. Yes. Yes.
I'm writing it down.
Okay, perfect.
And we just call them Abby, but it's Krabitha.
Aw.
Oh.
It's so cute. And only
Yeah.
we're allowed to call them Abby, like within our inner circle of like people who work there. So
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Should I pull the next card or?
I think so.
Yes.
All right. So we have the 8 of diamonds. And the question is, in a crisis, you found support at the queer bar. What happened? Yeah, so I think my character, I'm trying to think of like, ooh, you know what? There is a galactic accountancy board exam.
Oh.
And Theodore has tried to take the exam like again and again, and it's always like just barely not passes, right?
Oh.
Is what keeps happening to Theodore. And so he always has and I think it's just because Theodore is just so anxious, right? That when he takes the exam, he just doesn't do well. But he's under non-test circumstances, he really knows his numbers. Once again, unlike Ray in real life, you know. But yeah, and so Theodore, but it's gotten to the point where like Theodore knows that should he fail the exam again, right, he can always just go back to the bar and then hang out with everybody. I think it got to the point where he was no longer thinking about passing or failing. He was just thinking about, no matter what happens, I'll be able to like hang out with my friends at the bar afterwards. And then that was when he finally passed the exam.
Yes.
when it literally stopped thinking about passing or failing. So yeah. But so it took a while, but now Theodore is like an official galactic approved accountant across the board. So in several star systems.
Like, oh, Theodore, congrats. You can do our taxes now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, no.
Officially.
Oh, no. And did we hang your diploma behind the bar?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, did we put on a ceremony for you when you won? This feels like it was
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
When
course.
you won, when you passed. I know how testing works.
Well, we don't know how the galactic accounting testing works. Maybe
yeah, you
they-
win or
maybe
lose
he did win.
those, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what is the song? I love this ridiculous Olympic song, St. Elmo's Fire, right? And so when Theodore came back to the bar, that was the alien version of that song was like, you know, being performed by Abby, by Krabitha on stage, right? So
Oh.
yeah, and then I think in Theodore's mind, it was like that victory lap around the bar, but in real life, it just looked like it's skulking from table to table, and people giving it compliments and then congratulations. But inside Theodore's mind, it was like, yeah, running from table to table.
Yeah. Oh god.
I'm obsessed with Theodore.
Yeah. Yeah. God. For some reason, I'm picturing Theodore in some kind of suit. I feel like either you're wearing a suit or some sort of these sweater vests.
Yeah,
I don't know
You
how
gotta
that
have the
works
layers,
with the rest
that
of your
waist, yeah.
anatomy, but
yeah. I think like it is somehow miraculously both a suit and a sweater vest.
oh my
is-
goodness,
is-
yes. Yeah. Oh,
But yeah,
All right. Heck, do you want to pull a card?
Yeah. 2 diamonds. QueerBar has a special beverage on offer. Who is the best at making it, and who orders it regularly? Ooh.
Is it gonna be my rival? I'm gonna be so sad.
I feel like
Yeah,
it's going
so
to.
sorry.
Yeah, that's where that was going. I'm sorry.
were all-
After like Theodore's
well,
moment.
Well, the one that orders it, I'm not sure if they're the best at making it. Yeah, like who out of the group even like makes the drinks most regularly? Like we have the accountant, we have someone that's very good at like renovations and building. Like who makes the drink?
I like how it took this long to get to that
Yeah,
question.
it's like I mean I think it's
I'm
really
working
cute.
here.
Like I think it's really cute to think of like a little crab just like shaking the the
Yeah.
drink. Like, I think that's very funny to me.
I don't have hands.
Oh.
I probably could if I wanted to, but I think that's my excuse for not working behind the bar. Is like, oh, I'm a
I mean, you
blob.
could just put the shaker inside of yourself and wiggle, you know?
And for enough money, I will.
I imagine.
For the tips. For the special occasions when we need to raise money, that's when
Oh yeah.
it happens.
The equivalent of a car wash.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Boots Kincaid sometimes works the bar, but mostly that's a performance. Sort of. Yeah, I feel like I'm not very serious about it. But sometimes I fill in. Yeah, but I'm not the best at it. Definitely not.
Yeah. So I think the special beverage, like I'm so bad at like naming drinks, but I think it should have something to do with like fruity pebbles of some kind. Like maybe like the rim like has fruity pebbles around it. Like I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
It's a great
Agreed.
excuse to eat more fruity
Yeah.
pebbles.
Oh, maybe it's called like the hangover cure, right? Because it's got this like cereal breakfast vibe. Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
I love that though. That's so cool. Yeah, I think we should do that.
Yeah.
There's a place in DC that has a drink that is just cereal milk. That's how they sell it, and it just tastes like the milk from Fruity Pebbles. It's way too sweet. But
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It sounds like the equivalent of like if you just had like a bunch of the Lucky Charms marshmallows that they just like sell in bags.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Damn,
my
I'd
gosh.
chow on those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
for
love
real.
it.
I was just imagining a row of people eating the cereals so the milk is left over.
Yeah. Quite
Oh,
quite an assembly line.
Yeah. No. So it's a healthy drink that we have with a Fruit Pebbles rim.
Not healthy.
I don't think so.
It's probably our most lethal drink, actually.
Ah.
Yeah. Probably.
Last second turn where we're making lethal drinks.
Yeah.
What if we're in a part of the galaxy where like milk is alcoholic to us?
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh. And I feel like the sugar is not helping.
No.
I like the idea that this means like milk substitutes probably aren't alcoholic. So you have like cow. It's like, oh, you can like get real messed up on like whole milk, but almond milk, that's just like a non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
You make an oat milk mocktail.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh God.
I love that a whole lot.
Oh God. I just
So
made
yeah.
a note. Milk is alcohol, and in 2 days I will not understand why I wrote this down.
That's the best note. Yeah.
So yeah. Well, yeah, we'll still say the rival orders it the most regularly.
Yeah.
I think that's all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. The 9 of clubs. there was a great theme party at the Queer Bar. What was the theme and what did you wear?
Oh my god, what a question.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I want to say we're coming up near the end of the game here, probably, so I'd sort of like to hear what everybody wore to this. But
Oh,
Steven,
yeah,
you
absolutely.
should absolutely make the theme first.
Yeah, okay. The theme was the theme was like an opulent nebula.
Oh my god.
It was like the Milky Way. It was the like spiral galaxies. It was that sort of, very ethereal, very, blues and greens and flowy. So I think Blarzorp wore a long, so, as a reminder, is 1 foot tall and floats. So wore a very long, flowy gown that like sort of like semi sheer green, like light green, flowy to the ground, with a like spiral galaxy kind of headpiece, and some very angular glasses, like sunglasses.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I love Blarzorp.
Yeah.
Every time anyone says anything, I'm like, damn, I love this. So you said that the theme was like intergalactic?
Yeah, basically.
All right, cool.
Opulent nebula. I wrote down opulent nebula.
Yeah,
Opulent
yeah.
Nebula, that's right. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I think Squelch fills themselves with glitter and like fake planets.
Oh,
That's
so that
so cool.
I
love
actually
that.
it's very like crafty, but I also still look like I'm trying to look like a nebula. Like those are amorphous and full of things. I'm amorphous and potentially full of things.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And I want this to be the night where your making out partner returns and sees you in your galactic glory.
Oh my god.
I
Yeah.
love this.
So beautiful. I love this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time after time.
Yes.
I like that it's playing all 80s music.
That's just Ray. I apologize.
No. I mean,
Almost every stream I've
Why
been
do
with this music.
why do you think I recognize all these songs?
When I played Lighthearted, I was like, I'm in my element. I'm in my power. It's an 80s based game. Very cool. But anyway.
Mm. So what are the rest of us wearing?
This is maybe
I-
the hardest question of the game.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
I have an idea for. Oh no. You go first.
Okay. I think Lapis would have various like white kind of gems on just various like parts of like arms, legs, claws, like whatever. And have them like kind of connected to look like a constellation of some kind. Like there's probably like a ship, right? Like yes, Karina's a ship. I know some constellations. Yeah, something to look like one of the more famous constellations.
Cool.
That's awesome. I love that.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I was thinking for Theodore, they have like one of those like it really looks like a tuxedo on the top, like a very sharp tuxedo, but of course with the galactio colors going on. But then it opens up into this huge dress from the waist downwards,
Oh,
like really just flowing
nice.
outwards, huge hoop. I'm thinking specifically of like this actor from Pose
yes.
that had
Yes.
that amazing tux dress. That's exactly what.
You're talking the
Theater
Billy
was-
Porter tux dress?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
that is it.
Yes.
Billy Porter
Yes.
tux dress.
Don't
Right,
worry.
that is
I'm
exactly-
pulling it up.
Oh, it's so good.
I think
So
wasn't
good.
wasn't that a
It
Christian
was
Siriano
Christian
creation?
Siriano for
Yeah.
We love.
2020 maybe? Might have been
Mhm.
2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
absolutely. But with a
Yeah.
Galaxio color scheme thing going on.
Oh.
So Yeah.
good.
Theodore
Yeah.
barely could walk through the door because the skirt was that big. But
Yeah.
but it managed to scurry by. Right.
Yeah. Oh, amazing.
But
Oh.
yeah. And I think Boy George was in like a matching top hat on my
Mhm.
shoulder.
On
Yeah,
your
Boy
shoulder.
George.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
Boy George was wearing a pinstripe suit.
Yeah.
I love knowing this mental image, but also know you were skittering around like this the whole time.
Yeah.
And once again,
Yeah.
in Theodore's mind, it's like really giving glory, giving opulence, but like on the outside, it's like scurry, scurry, scurry.
Yeah.
In
Oh,
the
God.
chat, we want to know: can your bow tie be made of loads of tentacles?
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely, 100%.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me tell you about tentacles, because what I'm wearing is I feel like I have a giant headpiece that is, it looks like what's the spun sugar candy thing, coffee cloud thing,
Cotton candy.
cotton candy, thank you.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's giant. It's giant, and it's all pastel colors, and I feel like there's glitter in there. And since it's sort of woven, my tentacles are woven through, and so it's always sort of gently meandering. They're sort of moving through the nebula, and I feel like the rest is a cloud of very artfully wrapped tulle that is kind of see-through, but not really, just the places that I want you to see through. And I have a new pair of boots, and they're, of course, silver, metallic.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Oh no, opulent space tentacle Marge Simpson. That's not quite what I was going for, but let's go with it. I was thinking more of like the, have you seen Bridgerton? The one huge afro wig, sort of that kind of cloudy
Vibe, yeah, yeah.
But I mean, Marge Simpson, why not?
It can
Sort
be
of,
both.
yes, yes. Maybe later in the evening it was looking more like Marge Simpson because people had started eating my hair or something. It's not the hair; they ate the cotton candy.
Oh my gosh, I'm imagining like drunkenly eating the cotton candy
Like,
and drinking the milk.
God. Oh God. All right.
This, I think, is
Should
going to be our
we-
last
yeah.
draw here.
Should I draw a question, or should we just move to the final question? Because I feel like that was such a good end.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is a great end, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then let's go to the final question. Now it's time to look ahead. What is your most important wish for the future of the QueerBar? And you're supposed to answer this from the perspective of your character, but you can also answer it from the perspective of yourself.
Wow, Theodore.
I find like yeah, please.
Yeah. No, Theodore just wishes we can apply for more tax breaks.
Yeah, you know?
That's what Theodore's working on.
Theodore's working on getting us labeled as like a historic bar so that we pay 40% less taxes.
yeah.
Exactly. I've been working the paperwork. Oh my gosh, Theodore, I appreciate you. You're so different from me. Theodore's like very looking forward to it, is loving doing all the research and the boring work involved. But that is its greatest wish, for more tax breaks and better to be able to better financially support the Fruity Pebble. Yeah.
I just seen the chat say the asteroid moves around to help with taxes. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. There's just
Oof.
like if you stay within a certain area for a certain amount of time, right? It helps with the taxes.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
I think for Squelch, their big wish is that we saw them with the metallic ooze here at the end of the night. And I'm just my one hope for the future of the bar is that we stay around this planet a little longer this time.
Aw.
Aw. That's right. That's right. Because it was over too soon last time.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm begging the asteroid like a few loops around the planet this time.
Aw.
Are you bribing the worm?
I'm absolutely bribing the worm. I've brought so many shoes for it to hand out again.
The shoe fairy worm.
Aw.
Yeah. At least for Lapis, I think they really just wish the best for this group and the bar, and that we're all just gonna stay together and be okay, and like very similarly to how they have this entire squad of presidential space explorers. Like we're the space explorers, we're the set, and they want the set to stay together.
Aw. Yes. Yes.
I think Vlorzarp has really grand ambitions for our performance space and wants to be is like hoping that we can maybe like get a little more space, expand a little bit more, be able to put on, bigger and bigger shows and attract some of the universe's, really, really like big divas. Like, the sort of, the Beyoncés, the Kylie Minogues, the that sort of like level, that sort of kind of popularity and talent and queer appeal that that all our patrons are demanding to see.
Amazing. What does Boots want for the future of the QueerBar? I feel like Boots mostly just wants to keep partying and kind of is ready to fall in love again, I feel.
Aww.
And of course, wishes for someone to enter the QueerBar to do that with.
Oh, I kind of like that the last shot is looking at the door, that potential of like who's going to walk through, right?
Yeah. And there's a shadow, but we don't see who it is.
Ooh.
Dun dun dun.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Ray, you can't Dragon Ball Z me in a second stream. I've never watched. And yeah,
that was our game.
That was
right?
the game. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
This was great. We're going to move on to our final section here, which is reaction roll. We're just going to sit around for a few minutes, talk about the game, talk about what we thought about it. Ask Andrea any questions we might have. Chat, if you have any questions, now is also a great time for them. But yeah, I'll open the floor up. How are we feeling? How did we like this game? XYZ. Personally, though, I had a blast. This was great. I was just saying in the chat, I think we remade Danny the Street, which is like a Marvel DC character?
DC, yeah.
DC character. Yeah, that is a big street that appears where it needs to. And they're always partying on it in Doom Patrol. It's incredible. Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually DC has a lot of these weird spaces that just move around, right? Like like Dr. Fate's place. Yeah.
Yeah, Danny the genderqueer street though.
Perfect. Yeah, I had such a great time. I always love Descended from the Queen games. I really love how approachable and laid back they are. But there's still like a level of like the challenge of answering the questions in a creative, fun way. So I really do love how it lends itself to the themes and the premise of this particular game, which is really cool. And I think I feel like as a queer person, it feels so important to imagine our spaces and to feel out our spaces in a world that isn't always super welcoming. So this was such a fun time. Yeah, and I had so much fun playing with everybody. It was very cool. I loved all our characters. I appreciated how Andrea really was like, okay, we've had a couple of questions and now we can think about our characters. That's such a cool approach that I'm going to bring into other similar games, I think, that I really appreciated.
Thank you.
Yeah, I absolutely second that, because it's kind of hard to imagine a person in a world if you don't know much about the world that you're building in first. So I definitely like that approach. And yeah, I really like how after that kind of initial like question building, you get to build the characters and the environment simultaneously after that. That's very cool.
Yeah, that was so much fun, and I really like how just like the structure and the concept of the game really encourages you to think about, to really kind of center like, what would my kind of utopian QueerBar space be like, and like really be thinking about joy and providing like the things that people need and taking care of people in this world where you know, we don't necessarily have to be like, okay, let's figure out like a lot of conflict and bad things happening and things. It's just sort of like we're just vibing.
Yeah.
And I love how something that I really appreciate about games like this is how frequently we were able to like stumble upon something as we're just like talking things out, and then we're like, oh, and connecting that to this question that we answered two questions ago, and coming up with the fruity pebbles, and like things like that just sort of appear in happenstance, which I really, really think is great and a lot of fun.
Yeah. I had a great time playing with all of you. I always like the weird space alien bars, because people just go wild with imagination, and like the creatures and species and descriptions are always such fun for me. Which isn't to say that the game doesn't work with a real life setting, which I played like literally like last week, like earlier this week, I played a very real life setting, and that also works. But yeah, I always find joy in the very fantastic settings, and I love that I got to bring in George the chroma chameleon from the other QueerBar game.
It's so funny that they show up again. I love them.
That is
George
awesome.
would be a constant.
Yeah, and I loved all your characters, and yeah, it was a really fun game, and I enjoyed the chat, the bits that I saw from the corner of my eye. Yeah.
We did get a question from the chat.
Great time. Yes. Yes.
How did you come up with the prompts? Were there any particular inspirations beyond like the Queen games?
Mostly just our own experiences in QueerBars, because both Sandra, my co-designer, and I have spent many years, mostly in the late 90s and early aughts. What's the name? Anyway, organizing queer spaces, mostly non-profit spaces, DIY spaces, and that's where lots and lots of the inspiration comes from. Like we were thinking about like what makes the space, and what makes the community, and what are our experiences, like the good experiences and the not so great experiences, and that's mostly where everything grew from. And yeah, I feel like just queer life in general, and yeah, we try to make the questions, the word them in a way that they would really work in any setting you want to play the game in. And so far, I haven't found a setting where it doesn't work. So tell me if you find one.
I'm gonna find the one setting it doesn't work in and get mad at you about it.
Yeah, please.
Oh my god!
Break the game.
I'm gonna say it's a QueerBar in a Bloodborne setting. Or
You know what the wild part is I bet it would work.
I know I was gonna say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like as long as it makes sense to have a QueerBar you can play the game in that setting. Yeah, and that's basically we wanted to kind of write a love letter to our past and to queer spaces, and especially since we keep losing them, and like in real life, and so this is it. Yeah, it's part of us writing our history into a game. It's part of making an archive. It's part of making, like, transporting these very specific experiences from a very specific time and place to other times and places, and to hand them to other people and say, hey, this is how it feels like. And yeah, I think we made it work.
Yeah. So I know we made it through right about half the deck. We have about 25 cards left. Was there a prompt we didn't hit that you were hoping we would? Is there like a favorite prompt in there?
Oh yeah, there's one that I really enjoy. Let me look at it so I can find. I'm scrolling through, because the questions, they're just randomly assigned to the cards. There's no reason behind it. One question that I really enjoy is: the hallway in front of the restrooms at the QueerBar brings up a strong memory for you. What did you experience there? Because people have taken that in such different directions, and it's always interesting.
Such a
what
queer
grows
bar
from that
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like we had a good mix today. Like, we had relationship questions in the team. We had lots of event questions. We took out a little bit of I feel like we had most of the conflict questions, but we took them out, which is fine. There are a few more that I think are interesting if you want to go in that direction. But yeah.
And I know QueerBar's on Kickstarter right now. Let me transition it back onto the screen real quick. So I know it's on Kickstarter right now. It seems like it's doing pretty well. What are your hopes with the rest of the Kickstarter?
Oh, I mean, I hope we find even more people who want to support the game and who want to play the game. Most of all, because we've reached both stretch goals that we have, which is we're writing some pre-made bars to inspire you. We are writing some pre-made characters for a variety of settings to inspire you. And everything beyond that is basically going into a bonus payment for everybody who contributed. And it's going into future projects from PlotBunny Games, which will probably mostly go into buying licenses for amazing games that I will get to translate. But more on that later.
Yeah, so, that's a really cool thing about the Kickstarter, is doing it in German and English simultaneously.
Yeah. I mean, PlotBunny Games is a German company, and the first game we did was just in German. I plan to translate it into English at some point when I get the time. But Viva la QueerBar, immediately was clear that we wanted to do it in both languages and in both languages at the same time. And so that's the first bilingual project we're doing. And let's see if we get to do more of those. That depends on what people come and offer me in terms of games to publish. So, I mean, it's our first time using Kickstarter, which we had to switch to at the very last minute.
Oh, no.
Because I was planning to go to use Game on Tabletop again, which I used for the first campaign we ran. But I wanted to keep the option open to use BackerKit, just because I'm working with fulfillment partners this time, and it's a lot more complex to have everything international and into languages. And
right.
I did not want to close that door. And so I basically only had a choice between Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and Kickstarter won out on, marketing and on not making me pay another €50 just to get money in euros. So
Oof.
that's why we eventually went with Kickstarter, and also because this is part of the Zine Month and Zine Quest thing, and so it just made sense for this particular project to go with the big KS.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I don't think anyone can judge it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with people judging it. It's just the reasons the decision is made, and you're welcome to dislike it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, did anyone else have any questions, or are we good to call it a night, a day, a morning for Ray? I'm really a time zone.
Time zone, yes.
The time zone.
Do we want to call it a
everybody.
time zone? Man, this must happen at like the Fruity Pebble too, right? Like as it shifts and moves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you go out and suddenly it's afternoon and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
The clocks are all weird. We have like 70 different clocks all lined up, and they all have different times. And someone asks which one is now, and you're like, pick one.
Where's now?
Yeah, exactly.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Perfect. That's definitely the tagline.
That's the only clock.
Yeah.
It just says it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's just always turned to 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, with that, we should go ahead and do outros. So once again, I've been Keegan. I'll talk more right at the end, but we should go back around in the same order we've been going in, I guess.
Yeah, totally. So, hi again. My name is Ray. My pronouns are he, they. Thank you so much for having me, everybody. This was a really great time. You can check out my games at places like temporalhiccup.itch.io or www.swordqueengames.com and other things. Some really exciting stuff is Apocalypse Keys is in the middle of fulfilling stuff for backers, so that means it's gonna, what do they call it? The street date, something like that, is in April, where you'll be able to find the book in bookshelves, I suppose, and crazy stuff like that. So yeah. But if you want to keep up with me, the best way to do it, honestly, is through, of all places, Tumblr. So yeah, you can find me there at Temporal Hiccup. But yeah, so that's me. And how about you, Sir Heck?
Hey everybody. I'm Sarah or Sir Heck a lot. Either works. I use she, they pronouns. And you can find me on all the social medias at Sir Heck a lot, including Twitch, Itch, Twitter, Instagram. I'm everywhere. Just find me. Honestly, it's the best place to figure out where I'm going to be in the TTRPG space next. Because I'm a part of a ton of different actual plays at this point. Most notably, you can find me over at Neon Lights Roleplay. Just a whole lot at this point. Every other Mondays, every other Tuesdays, and every other Fridays. I also do a couple things over at Lost Caravan RPG. I'm in a weekly 1986 West End Ghostbusters game over on Indoor Adventures, and it is so fun. Go check it out. We obviously weren't on this week, but starting next week, we'll be resuming back every week. And yeah, I always have a lot of stuff in the works, so just follow me everywhere, and you can figure out where I'm going to be next and what I'm going to be doing.
Steven.
I'm Steven. I
Don't find me. Goodbye.
Yeah. You know, I'm around. I'm just sort of vibing. Most likely would find me hanging out on the on Keegan's Discord. And hopefully I'll see everyone soon.
Perfect.
All right. I have been and will continue to be Andrea, she, her pronouns. And the easiest way to find me is probably by going to any of the PlotBunny Games accounts on various social media. Let me think. We're on Mastodon, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and I really need to get back on Tumblr. And when you find the PlotBunny Games account, you usually also find my account, my private accounts, and then there's usually some variation of Curious Cat, Curious, or something. And but those are usually linked, so that's how you get in touch with me.
Perfect. And then from on the +1 end, we're back tomorrow at 3 p.m. We're playing Gear in Space and Everything's Fucked with the rest of the cult. My actual cult co-host will be here tomorrow because she didn't abandon me. We'll be back on the 6th playing Through the Void. I think the 6th at 8 p.m. And then we have a follow-up, Gear in Space, Everything's Fucked, again on the 12th. But yeah, that's it from +1. Until next time, everyone, wave for the camera.
Wave.
Goodbye. Enjoy the pizza.
Bye.
Bye.
If I Were a Lich Man is a trilogy of funny Jewish role-playing games about creative resistance against authoritarianism by Lucian Khan. Debate fellow liches about strategies for community survival against the murderous lawful good paladins. Join the celebration and discover who's eating all the guests at Ruthie's Bat Mitzvah. And sing some jaunty songs with Grandma about her bootlegging days. But watch out for the coppers. 3 great games, 1 gorgeous package. Back If I Were a Lich Man today on Kickstarter.